Today we will be discussing the Carnivalesque in both its traditional Irish context and a more modern context.
According to the Oxford English Dictionary, the word carnival has its roots in a 12th century Latin phrase meaning the putting away or removal of flesh, flesh in this case referring to food. This phrase is associated with Ash Wednesday and the corresponding days of fasting that would follow. It gained association with festivals and revelry because it was characteristic for people to feast before the season of Lent began.
Both the traditional meaning of the word carnival and its meaning in an Irish context refer to periods of excessive celebration. The Irish Carnivalesque refers to several seasonal festivals and also the Merry Wake. A Merry Wake was a celebration to commemorate the life of someone in the community immediately following their death, and was characterized by a sense of timelessness and a disregard for authority. Also common during these Carnivalesque festivals was excessive drinking, eating, dancing, joke-telling, and game-playing. It was also customary to be extraordinarily hospitable during these Carnivalesque wake celebrations. Patricia Lysott comments on this in her article, Hospitality at Wakes and Funerals in Ireland from the 17th century to the 19th century, saying, the type of hospitality offered on the occasion of death was apparently generally dependent on the economic and social standing of the deceased and his or her family. But every effort appears to have been made by all sections of society to be as generous as possible in its provision. This generosity applied to all aspects of the Merry Wake, including food, drink, and a place to gather.
Other aspects of the Merry Wake which reflect the Carnivalesque include timelessness and a disregard for authority. Timelessness was displayed through stopping all clocks in the home for the duration of the wake. This was done to distinguish the wake from everyday life, as explained by Mikhail Bakhtin in his article Rebellious in His World, stating, during carnival time, life is subject only to its laws, that is, the laws of its own freedom. The wake was something of a time outside of time, and people tended to act in ways that would not normally be acceptable. This was also demonstrated by a disregard for authority, shown through wake games, where it was popular for people to dress up as figures such as Jesus, politicians, and the elite, with the purpose of making a mockery of them.
The Merry Wake was used as a way to honor the dead and aid them in crossing over to the afterlife. Many people believe that without a proper Merry Wake, the dead would come back to haunt them. In Nina Witozek's article, Ireland, A Funerary Culture, she states, the feeling of pity for the deceased was mixed with a still stronger feeling of fear that a dead person might return to take revenge on those who succeeded to his property. Thus the survivors did everything in their power to placate the dead. Given this, we can see how the traditions of the Merry Wake, although sometimes flamboyant and excessive, served an important purpose to those involved. This is a trend with the Carnivalesque. Though the festivals themselves may border on alcohol-induced mania, the origins for many of these festivals are quite serious.
While the Merry Wake deals with the death of someone in the community, other more modern festivals come from religious and philosophical roots. Mardi Gras and the Brazilian Carnival are such festivals which mark the beginning of Lent, an important event in the Catholic calendar. Similarly to the Merry Wake, these festivals are characterized by excessive eating, drinking, and merriment. Also in relation to the Merry Wake, these festivals use carnivalesque antics to celebrate religiously based events. In his article, An Interpretation of Carnival, Roberto D'Amata states, my research indicated that in both Mardi Gras and Carnival, there is a clear inversion of daily life. In both the United States and Brazil, an attempt is made to contradict the order of daily life without creating in the ritual either reinforcement or neutralization of this order.
A non-religious festival which embodies the Carnivalesque would be the Burning Man Festival in the United States. This festival is characterized by a disregard for authority in the sense that Burning Man promotes radical individualism with little regard to what is socially acceptable. Similar to the Carnivalesque aspects of the Merry Wake, people who attend Burning Man behave in a way that would not be acceptable in a different context. Similar to how clocks would be stopped during the Merry Wake to create the illusion of a timelessness, in an attempt to separate the wake from normal society, Burning Man is literally removed from society by its location in the Black Rock Desert, Nevada. Hi, I'm Tanner, and this is Carrie. And when we approached this project, we tried to find a balance between talking about older and Irish examples like the Merry Wake, but also adding some modern examples like the different festivals and stuff that we talked about. And because of the nature of the topic, and we didn't have time to go to Burning Man in preparation for this assignment, so because of that, we had to be totally self-reliant, or not self-reliant, but reliant on online sources for putting this video together, which was a big obstacle that we had to kind of overcome.
So our contribution to this project was pretty much 50-50. We worked together on the entire thing. It was very collaborative. And what we're really taking from this in terms of learning outcomes is that it was very interesting to compare older traditions that aren't really practiced anymore with traditions that are very prevalent in society now, and how the Carnivalesque is still relevant to society today. So thank you for watching.